Wow. Hello, Happy. Thank you so much for kicking things off with that beautiful song. And hello to everybody out there, and welcome to the Pulse of Jewish Music. My name is Abby Eisen, and I am the Special Programs Manager for the Hive at Leach Tech Commons. And today we are joined by the sensational Happie Hoffman. And I'm so excited to learn about her Jewish artistry and listen to her angelic voice. And Happy is currently based in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but is joining us today from Kansas City. And she is a stellar Jewish song leader and songwriter, singer, and an overall wonderful human being. So thank you, Happy. I feel lucky to have been friends with you since college, Indiana University. Go Hoosiers. And, thank you for sharing your music with us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Abby. This is such a treat for me and so good to see you and yeah, really nice to be with the communities.
So I want to jump in to learning about you as a Jewish artist and start to understand how did you, find your Jewish musical journey?
So, my Jewish musical journey started when I was 16. I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee at Temple Israel, had my bat mitzvah there. And a couple years after that, the temple started a teen group. There were six of us that they were training to be song leaders. So I was one of the lucky six that got to be mentored by Rick Recht and Sheldon Lowe. And they were teaching us how to teach music so that we could help in the Sunday school and the Hebrew school and help with services at Temple. And I really, that's when I fell in love with Jewish music. That's when I felt like I had a deeper connection to my Judaism. And that group really helped me build a foundation for what I'm doing today. Um, Before that, I'd played piano and a little bit of violin, but when I was in this group, Rick Recht told me, you should pick up the guitar. And at that point, I started learning guitar through some YouTube videos and eventually started to song lead on my own a little bit. And I was in BBYO, so I became very involved with song leading through BBYO. Spent a summer song leading at Ramah, Wisconsin, and then for the past 9 years, I've been working at BBYO summer programs and song leading there and in regions around the country and in communities around the world.
So going from song leading to like really finding yourself as a Jewish artist, like how would you kind of describe that journey right there?
hmm, that's a really good question. I think eventually I was song leading in communities, and I would look to text and to pieces, musical pieces written by other artists, and get excited about choosing what pieces I wanted to place in certain moments. And every so often, there was a moment that I wanted to craft or facilitate, and there wasn't exactly the melody or the song. And I think that's really when I started to play with writing melodies um, and songwriting with Jewish text, really through just sort of necessity of I wish there was a version like this. Okay, I guess I should write a version like this, um, and then it kind of has been building for I guess I wrote my first Jewish song 8 or 9 years ago, maybe 9 years ago now.
That's really special that your community offered that. And it's interesting to hear that having to be resourceful was really what put you in that lane towards becoming a Jewish artist and finding your voice that way. And, I'm somebody who grew up going to summer camp and was active in BBYO and loved song session and praised our song leaders as always. And it was only in the recent 5, 6 years that I've discovered like how diverse Jewish music is. And it's not just the songs that I hear in synagogue or I heard at song session, but there are so many different styles within this category. And that's something that I feel like I've connected to your music is because it is unique in its style. And so I'm curious to hear you kind of detail to the audience how you describe your Jewish musical style.
My Jewish musical style. So I guess first and foremost, I would say it's soulful. I and if I had to pick a genre, I would say probably folk, indie folk, but a soulful type of music. It's hard for me to just sing a song when I'm praying or performing. It really is like it's from a real place. So, but yeah, I think I some of my favorite artists growing up were are Joni Mitchell, the Avett Brothers, John Legend, John Mayer, and I think some of those sounds are probably what influenced the way that I write and hear music and melodies.
Yeah, it's so neat how you can take like these deeper spiritual meanings and kind of weave it into these sounds that that you enjoy yourself and that audiences enjoy. And I think that's just one thing that's so neat about like modern Jewish music. And in addition to the artists that you named, is there other things that inspire or influence this style?
Well, definitely, at least on a just in Jewish music, um, Rick Recht really influenced the way that I know Jewish music and the way that I know how to lead. And I love his melodies. And I actually remember um, when I was really first starting to write, he was telling me on the phone, this is like a really good structure to have melodies to lead people. And I'm really grateful for that mentorship from him and Sheldon and Craig Taubman. All of their music has influenced me. Debbie Friedman, Jeff Klepper, Dan Nichols, really all of their music. Um, they've built such a foundation of Jewish music that moved me and pulled me in to this genre. So,
Can you tell us about like a really special moment during your journey or your song leading?
I think some of my favorite moments that stand out in my mind. The first would be there's this tree in the middle of the the camp that I've worked at with BBYO summer programs called Perlman. And there's this tree in the middle of camp, and we have every Havdalah around the tree. And the tree, every summer, we light up with lights that it becomes this magical centerpiece of camp. And and so some of my favorite moments, I think they kind of blur together, but there's always that moment at the end of Havdalah where it's just all of the voices, maybe 250 of us, all around close around the tree, and just looking at each other. I'm sometimes fighting back tears, and Eric Hunker and I, who I lead the summer programs with, there's just a real synergy that we're all in the same place. We're all grateful for the community and the noise that we're all making together. But that is one of the dearest pictures of communal singing in Judaism that I have. And then another moment that really that is a part of me now is for the past 5 or 4 years now. I've been going to the former Soviet Union to work with AJT, Active Jewish Teens, which is an organization that was created by the JDC and BBYO, a youth movement for teenagers in the region. And 2 years ago, Eric Hunker and I started to lead a song leading seminar so that the teens from all of the countries in the area could come learn about how to lead Kabbalat Shabbat and Havdalah and these moments and go back to their communities and lead their communities. And what's amazing is they come and they listen, and then they really go back and they lead Kabbalat Shabbat every week for their communities. So some of the most amazing moments have just been looking at, Instagram and seeing these amazing teens inspiring their communities all over the Eastern Europe. And some of my favorite moments have been in that seminar, just singing with so much joy and silliness. So that was the long version of that answer.
Oh, it's so special to hear, how Jewish music obviously brings community together and really creates a deeper connection between people, and obviously a time where we are isolated from each other, that it still can be used as this special tool to connect to something deeper and more meaningful. And, I'm curious to hear, what about Jewish music do you connect to the most?
For me, Jewish music, it's a language that cuts right to the heart. Music in general, you don't have to speak the same language as somebody to feel, to have music in common. And music speaks directly to the soul. And so I think Jewish music is kind of a vehicle for these words that have been ours for so long. And whether the melody is 60 years old or a couple months old, Jewish music is a way for the soul to connect, in my opinion. Some people connect through studying texts for hours, and that is also very powerful, and that I love that. And sitting in community and hearing the melodies, it awakens something deeper inside me. I also feel, in these moments where I've been in other countries, it's a common language, not only music, but Jewish music and singing the Hebrew. It connects Jewish people all over the world. It connects Jewish people in any country, and it also connects us to the people that came before us. Even if I'm singing a different melody, it's kind of amazing to know that my grandfather was saying or singing these words, and that my great-great-grandfather in Minsk or wherever my family was, they were actually there, was singing those words too. And so it's something that connects us horizontally to Jews everywhere now, and vertically to every person that came before us.
Wow, the thought of that gave me chills. I seriously got chills from that. So I'm gonna let you, I know, ready for some more music from Happie Hoffman. So I'm gonna let you take it away now with some more music.
I'm gonna call on my friend who is hosting me so graciously, Colleen. I'm at her house in Kansas City right now. She's an amazing musician, and she's gonna play some music with me. I will start with, just to warm us up into it. This is, I guess, the first Jewish song I ever wrote. It was just a tune for Micha Mocha, who was like you, and I was just at camp one night sitting under the stars and became this song. Micha Mocha,
extremely beautiful. I don't want it to stop. But this has been such a special concert. I think one of the uh, unique ways to embrace this virtual concert world is, it kind of feels like it's this private show, which has been lovely. So thank you. And, before we end things today, I want to give a special shout out to our partners at the Lipinski Family San Diego Jewish Arts Festival. And to our audience, we have more exciting Jewish music coming your way every Tuesday over the next few weeks. So keep a lookout for more of the Pulse of Jewish Music. And to conclude today, Happie, I'm wondering if you could complete this sentence is, what I love most about being a Jewish artist is?
Getting to sing and connect with community and my tradition.
Perfect. Thank you, Happie. Thank you, Colleen. And please take it away with your last song.
Thank you so much, Abby. Thank you so much, Colleen. I'm going to close us out today with a blessing for you all and for anyone who's watching or listening. This is the priestly blessing, Yivarechecha, off of my last album with Eric Hunker called Ahamavdil.